movie observation review, Promised Land 2002. I just caught this on a feed on the YouTube, a free download, and just spontaneously clicked on it because of my obsession of downloads, and then I started to watch it. It's a post-apartheid view of South Africa, and it's a very powerful feature. It deals with the estranged Afrikaner community of white supremacists, and it's in black and white, most of it. We follow the life of one George Neethling, who returns for a brief vacation to the place where he was born. He'd been residing in England, and he's brought his mother's ashes to be scattered in the area where they were born, and he goes back to where some members of his family reside, and although it's now run by the ANC, a new democratic South Africa, and this Afrikaner community is very much a relic of the tribal racist ideology, and it's basically, we come across some extremely shady characters who are determined to rise again, and they prefer to be away from the black majority, and it's really an interesting movie with a lot of historical implications, and the characters are well developed, and we witness some fairly strong language, strong scenes. There's one rather hideous male rape of a younger member of the family by two of the more extreme male that exist, and it's described as very eerie, and I'd echo that. And some of the things that this George sees are quite perplexing. There is one character that he meets later on who wants to, because he's George is now a landowner, he wants him to stay and almost rise again against the blacks, an obsessive sort of Nazi type figure who's got really xenophobic tendencies, and it's visually a real spectacle as well. The scenes of the country, rural parts, are quite breathtaking, by Giulio Bicari. It's directed by Jason Xenopoulos, and it caught me by surprise, and I didn't take too much notice of the early part of the movie, but now I'm absolutely hooked to it, and I really recommend it. It actually won a few awards as well. It won the Pan-African Film and Television Festivals for Best Editing in 2003, and also a winner of the Best Screenplay at the Tokyo International Film Festival. And it's a surprisingly impactful movie, tracing what happened in South Africa after apartheid was over, So as George pieces together the jigsaw about how his farm was destroyed, what this group of supremacists are trying to do, he's attracted to the girl Carla, who's been sort of being seen as a potential partner to one of the senior in the group. It heads towards the inevitable climax, which is a sort of scenario where the police are told, we're not quite sure who by, but eventually it becomes evident that it's the young boy who's being ill-treated in a sexual way, and he's about 18 or 19, I guess. And then the police arrive, knowing that the group have a number of weapons, and they have a plan, but the senior members then show their craziness and try and get into a shootout, and inevitably it leads to a bloodbath, which is a shame because the movie was quite good before it got to this last phase, but nevertheless probably deserves a second watch. And Promised Land from South Africa.